can you tell us your thoughts about money?
Yeah, really simple. Two parallel thoughts. Money is a wonderful servant, but a terrible master. Okay. I think the world's become a little too money conscious. And remember, in the book of Timothy, in the New Testament, it says, the love of money is the root of all evil. But in Ecclesiastes, it says money solves all. So how does someone who thinks for themselves figure that out? Well, it's pretty simple. If success is service, you want to utilize the success you have to contribute and give back to the community, to the people that get there. For example, in our company, as the revenue goes up, okay, the amount of profit that the company keeps goes down, and that difference is given to the guides, who will use some of it themselves and obviously copy. Some of them will copy that example and share some of it. And so, you know, the tricky part is to realize that money is just a resource, okay? Maybe 500 years ago, if you go back 400 or 500 years, probably 90% of the people on the planet never touched money. It's a new thing for civilization, really, when you think about it. You know, they traded bread for, you know, clothes, and they traded beans for, you know, eggs and so forth. Very few people actually handled money. They used what was known as a barter system. So one, it's kind of new, and so we can see the confusion about it, but we can see that people are so inexperienced with it that virtually every government in the world is in debt. Virtually every government in the world is in debt. The governments don't know how to handle money. They spend money that they don't have. This then makes money their master, and they have to make decisions based on money rather than the greatest good. How you want to run your life is do what Ben Franklin said, neither a borrower nor a lender be. Okay? So if you want a new Xbox, get your dad to give you some chores, save the money up, and then buy it. Okay? Does that make sense? Because then you don't owe anybody anything for it. You've earned it. Okay? You see what you're picking up what I'm putting down? So money is a great tool. It's just like a gun, a hammer, or anything else. Money doesn't have anything to do with good or evil. It's the person that's holding it that makes it good or evil. So if you have a beautiful picture and you realize that we're all connected, and like I said, that thing I read to you, that we're one race, one love, one blood, okay? If we operate that way, well, then we'll do better things with the money rather than greedy or selfish things.
Yeah, he won't really let us get a PlayStation or something. He won't.
Well, you have a father that loves you.
Yeah, I mean.
I know it doesn't feel that way now, or on some days.
Yeah, I don't really want one anyway.
Yeah.
I just do sport at home.
You what?
I do sport at home.
You do sport at home.
Yeah.
What sport?
Well, now we're selling the Wii. When we used to have the Wii, I used to play Wii Sport, where they had like tennis. I mostly played baseball and boxing.
Yeah. No killing games.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, just as an aside, the average 10-year-old sees over 120,000 killings by the time he's 10 in video games. So you're going to give your father more hugs later in life, because that influences us. Garbage in, garbage out. Greatness in, greatness out. Keep feeding your mind good thoughts, and you can do anything you want. All those people playing video games, this is known, the hook, or the thing that makes them addictive, is known as the hero's journey. You get to be the hero inside the game. Why not be a hero in your own neighborhood? You know, there's a woman maybe that lives down the street that's really old. Let's go sweep her walkway, right? Rather than kill 30 people in a video game. Be a hero in your own neighborhood. Think globally, but act locally. And you'll be fine. You'll be fine. That stuff will damage your brain. Not that I have an opinion about it. What else, guys? You guys are awesome.
I also have another 2 questions. I always have a little bit of 2 questions.
I see that.
How much does the MKE course cost? And the second one is, what's the hero's journey to you?
The course doesn't cost, well, it costs $1 to get into the course. We work a pay it forward system, which means 5 weeks into the course, the class votes, do you want to pay it forward for next year's session or should we sell it? If they vote to sell the course, if they think we should sell the course, then nobody pays anything. And next year we would sell the course for $1,500 or $2,000. On the other hand, every year they voted to pay it forward. And so then they vote what the minimum is for hardship cases, and that's it. So we wanted to make it so that anybody could join, put in 5 or 6 weeks, and then decide if they want to be part of the human race and pay it forward for their fellow men and women, or if they want to continue to pay for cable TV, cell phones, and stay stupid. No, I don't have any control over that. They're just not ready. Okay. The second thing is, the second question was, you got to remember I'm over 70, so my short-term memory sucks.
What's the hero's journey to you?
The hero's journey is actually a story that was discovered by a man by the name of Joseph Campbell. He was a scholar at St. Lawrence University. And in studying the myths, this is before your time, but up until, I'm going to say the mid-1900s, there was always a shaman or a wise man in the tribe or the community or whatever that shared lessons with the upcoming generation. Now, the reason that they did that, they were passing the wisdom on. So they'd be passing the wisdom to Jackson. And then a couple of years later, the shaman would pass the wisdom to you, Adam. And this is because in life, you go through different transformations. You guys are moving from boys into being young men, and then you'll be young adults. And then after that, you'll be parents, and then you'll be grandparents. So you have all these transitions and these things that happen in life, that come up in life. The hero's journey is when people start to realize that they're living a social reactive life. They're being told what to do. So mommy says, so daddy says, so the school says, so the bank says, the government says. And so we start to break away from that and we step into the unknown. It's called going into the wilderness. Jesus went into the wilderness. Buddha went into the wilderness. Muhammad went into the wilderness. The go into the wilderness, which really means go within and discover who you really are, that you're whole, perfect, strong, powerful, made first class, by first class. You're absolutely perfect. The biggest lie that's ever been perpetrated on mankind is that nobody's perfect. Ask your dad about that. He'll tell you that even though he wants to kill you once in a while, okay, not really, but he'll go in bed, he'll go in your bedroom at night and look at you and he'll see you sleeping on the pillow and it just crushes him. He falls in love all over again. It's like, I can't believe how lucky I am to have these boys. And this is a common human experience. And so as we start to move away from not thinking for ourselves and discover who we really are, what our gift is, this is known as initiation. Okay, so there's separation, where you separate from your parents, you go into the wilderness, you discover who you are. This is known as initiation. And then you come back to the tribe. It's known as the return or reconciliation. And you bring this discovery. Hey, we can think for ourselves. Just because everybody paints their face red, we don't have to do that anymore. We can paint it purple or green, or we can not paint it at all. Now that's just a metaphor, meaning you can just be yourself. If you notice your friends, they all pretty much dress the same. Why is that? And so as you start to question these things, the hero's journey helps you discover a higher consciousness and that you're powerful beyond measure. The question for Jackson, the question for Adam, the question for all of us is, when you discover this power, will you bring it back to your tribe and use it for the greater good? Okay, because it's just like money and guns. It's neither good nor bad. It's just a question of whether or not what you're gonna do with it. Does that make sense? And if it's for the greater good, and it doesn't take anybody else's good, okay, and it's derived through service, then you can have it. The culture will see you as a hero, and it'll reward you in many, many ways beyond money. In the book of Matthew, we find the same lesson we find from Buddha and Socrates and Jesus and everybody else, is that money is the last thing added. It's the 13th of the 13 riches. The riches of play, the riches of love, the riches of intimacy, the riches of a positive mental attitude. So you acquire these riches when you start contributing to the universe. So that's what the hero's journey is about, that everyone is a hero. Everyone is a hero. It's just a question of whether or not they want to step into it, or they just want to fit in with their friends and their tribe. And that's a choice you get to make. How cool is that?
Yeah. What is the most important thing in life to you?
The most important thing in life for me is for each individual to discover who they really are. This is the path to peace, prosperity, affluence, the lion laying down with the lamb. So for people to really understand that they are sons and daughters of royalty, they are sons and daughters of a king. And that's really important that we learn that and we act like that, that our divinity within ourselves ends up being who we are, okay? That's showing all the time. First, last, and always, to respect the rights of others before my feelings and the feelings of others before my rights. If we all did that, there'd be more than enough for everybody. Nobody would be afraid. You know, it's about respect for being a part of something bigger than ourselves. That's the whole thing.
My dad says we are helping people doing these interviews. Do you think he's right?
I think you're right on more levels than you can imagine, more levels than your dad can imagine, and way more levels than I can imagine. That you're involved in enlightenment, trying to raise your consciousness. At this age, you're opening up, you know, something that's been a long-term goal of ours, which is to create a mirror program for younger people like yourself. And I think that that's just a critical piece, is that children asking questions tends to get adults to tell the truth. We don't want to lie to kids. We'll lie to our wife, but we're not going to lie to kids. So I think it's fantastic. I think it's great. I think you're going to inspire some people. And I think something that we've been a little lackadaisical about, maybe a little lazy about, which is starting to put together a program for kids, because it's warranted. And you kids are proof. You young adults, you young men are proof of that.
Yeah.
Okay. Great.
Yeah.
You guys rock.
But I have 2 questions before we leave.
2 for you? I'm shocked. Fantastic. I'm going to try to remember both of them this time.
Number 1, what is a PPN? And number 2, do you think meditation can open states in your mind?
A PPN is a personal pivotal need, and there's 7 basic pivotal needs. Now, one could argue that there's 35 or 27 or whatever, but this umbrella of 7 personal pivotal needs: liberty, true health, spiritual growth, and so forth, recognition for creative expression. These are 1 or 2 things that really talk to your soul. And so you want to write out your purpose statement in life. Needs to be in line with both your color, meaning are you a red, a white, a blue, or a yellow, as well as your gifts, okay? And the second question was, I forgot. The second question.
It was, do you think meditation could open states in your mind?
Meditation, I got a couple of things to say about meditation. It's okay to read books about meditation, but remember, every book you're reading about meditation is that person's personal experience. So they're all going to be a little bit different. Meditation, really understand this, that the greatest mechanism on the planet is your mind. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, if it doesn't defy the laws of physics, it's good for you, doesn't take anyone else's good, you can have it. Okay? This is really, really, really important to understand that. Okay, that's a critical piece. So meditation is really quieting down your mind. But the first thing you want to do is quiet your body. So you first have to learn to sit absolutely still, itch on the nose, forget about it, no cell phones around, nothing. 15 minutes absolutely still, and then you can start to meditate. There's several different suggestions on meditation. They're all good, but again, there's somebody else's until you find your own way. So I like to call it a sit, but let me just give you one scientific fact about meditation. It will change your life because it involves metacognition. You are working in several different parts of the brain simultaneously, unencumbered, once you've been through the first few weeks of it. So metacognition, meaning multiple, powerful, different perspectives, okay, of what you can do with your mind. This is really important. Metacognition, remember that word. You are engaging several parts of your brain. That is raising your consciousness. And if you can move to 7 seconds holding the same thought, and then 8, and then 9, and then 10, your life will change so much you can't, it's almost incomprehensible. Average person can't hold a thought for more than 6 seconds. So meditation helps you expand that, which really gets down to a different word, focus. It is all about focus. All your success and all your failure in life is going to come down to one thing. Pay attention. Focus. That's it. That's it. And meditation is a breeding ground for incredible focus. Just another 4 seconds sets you apart from better than 98% of the people on the planet in terms of what you can do with your mind. So it's very important. Thanks for bringing that up.
Thanks, Mark. Thanks for joining us, Mark.
No, it's my pleasure. You guys are so grateful to you. You're doing wonderful things. Keep doing all those good things. And mind your father. He's a good man. Okay. In the meantime, as you hit your adolescence there, Jackson, peace be the journey to both of you. Okay, so we're good?
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks, guys. Be well. Peace out.
Hey guys, hope you enjoyed that video. Make sure to subscribe and